We'll start with the Mustard S74 size 4 streamer, saltwater streamer. I'm using Dyneema or GSP if you don't have Dyneema. Just attach our tying thread and we'll go back a wee ways. Remove that. This is a night surface lure that I use for sea trout, sea run browns, to great effect. Now what we need is we take a black marabou plume and we'll take our scissors and we'll just go down the main stem and cut out the point. So we pull these together for the tail like this, and I want quite a long tail on this because it has a lot of movement in it when it's long, and we'll just attach that at the rear like that. Then I lift this and I just spiral forward till I get to the front, and then we'll tie that in and go back. This makes it much easier to tie in like so. Then I'm using some nano crystal flash pearl. This is excellent material. So I'm going to take a strand of the nano crystal flash and just tack that in there, a little longer than the tail, just a fraction longer, and we can go 2 or 3 turns up there. We fold it over on the other side of the hook, tack it in and trim that one off. That's good stuff. And we'll run our tying thread up here to about there, and then I'm using some hollow braid silver, so we have a little length of that, and we'll just 3 or 4 turns back, and then we'll pull that through so it disappears in, and then we can go back like this to there, and then back up the hook shank. And what we want is a tapered body here, thin at the back, getting thicker towards the front of the fly. So just put this braid on. Now this is a fabulous night pattern for sea run trout. Pull it through the surface or fish it as a muddler, but it's the surface lure that is the most exciting to fish, and when you do that, this tail, this marabou tail, has a great movement in the surface. So we'll just thicken that up a little bit at the front of the fly. I'll just move my thread forward a little. I want to leave room for the muddler head, so then we'll just go back, tightening up just to give that cigar shape, and then we can go up forward again, tighten, back there, a few turns. There we are. And then I'll tie that off. Remove that. Excellent. And we need another marabou tip, one a little longer this time, for the wing. So we'll just position that at the front there. Tie this in nice and tight. That's good, that will do us. Just secure that a little more. Cut the wing. Trim that off. Go over the edge. Excellent. And we have another strand of the nano crystal flash. Just attach that. Again, a few turns over, pull up the other side. That's good. Trim these off again. That'll do us there. Then what we need is 2 jungle cock. And these should be a little shorter than the body. So I'll just attach that one in there, and they should point down a little like this to each side. Move that one over there. That's good. And we'll go forward, fold these 2 ends over, secure the ends down, and we'll remove the ends. We can come in here. That's looking great. From underneath, perfect. And I've cleaned and stacked a bunch of black deer hair for the collar and the head, so we'll just hold that in position there. We'll go around twice loosely, and then we'll tighten real tight and go through carefully, not to trap the hairs down. So you zigzag through like that. That's good. And we turn our vise this way. Take another bunch that is cleaned and stacked, and we measure it on this side, and twice through, and then tighten up again, holding everything in position. That's looking good. And we come back up and we go through and forward, pulling everything back. Excellent. And we take a last bunch, which we'll hold in position there, and we go around once again, twice, tighten in, let it spin, go through it again, and then we can push all this back and come forward. Then what I like to do is I'll spin my Dyneema clockwise to give it a round profile, and then I'll go on and tighten up, and this will cut off the straddlers. And we'll take our whip finisher, we'll come in here, and we'll put 2 whip finishes in, tighten up and remove our tighten thread. So then what's important is we take a toothbrush and we just brush out the hair before we start to cut it. You get a much easier, nicer finish if it's done like this. So then I'm using my razor blade holder. This, I've had lots of questions about this. This is from Stonfo, Italian. Absolutely brilliant. I have about 4 other different kinds, and none of them are as easy to use as this is. So I place the blade on the hook eye and we just push back gently, and then we'll move around. Now we don't want to cut the collar, of course. We want the tip, the collar of the deer hair tips to stay on. Just go nicely back, and we go underneath now. I didn't pack this hair to make it tight because I want it to muddle, hence the name. I want this to cause a lot of disturbance in the surface, so I want an open spun head, as you can see it is here, and there's a couple of long ones there that we just pull out, not worth trying to cut those off. Some marabou that's worked its way down, and a little bit more. And when you're using these cutters, remember to use the numbers on the blade so you know what to switch to next. Start at 1 and move upwards, so you know, because they do get very quickly blunt. And you just go over that. And that, except for that little one there that I don't like, I'll just take my scissors, there's one there, and that's it. You can see from underneath it's looking really nice with the flashy silver. The tail and the wing, when they're wet, they move in the surface, and the head makes a whole load of disturbance. If you enjoy the videos, please like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.